Hey everyone, welcome back to I Told My Wife I'm Paying Bills. I'm Slim,
And I'm black.
and we also have joining us this time, Chris.
Good evening.
All right. And for this special episode, this is the beginning of our season 3. Everyone who's been with us from the beginning, everyone who joined us on YouTube, on Spotify, Apple Music, everything. Thank you so much. We're back for season 3, but for this episode, we have a special guest with us, Reggie. Say what's up, Reggie.
Hey, how you guys doing?
All right, all right. This episode is special because we are actually talking about a sports game that typically the three of us generally don't play. However, some of us have played different sports games before over time. Um, I'm not gonna lie, as far as it goes in the newest generation consoles, I don't think I've touched a sports game since like MLB The Show. I don't even know what year, and that was like PS2 days. No, I'm wrong. I am so wrong because actually, both Reggie and Chris have both got me to play the boxing game. Reggie originally told me about it, and Chris told me about it too. That was on Xbox 360. What was the name of that boxing game?
I
Fight
want to say
night?
it was fight. I think it
I
was
think it
Fight
was.
Nights.
I think it was Fight Night.
Fight
Right?
Night,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Because we was
Good
all
game.
talking about it. Because Reggie told me about it, and then Chris was like, "Oh yeah, that was a really good game," or whatever. And then we ended up talking about it. So that was the last sports game that I actually remember playing. But again, like I said, we're gonna actually talk about Madden today. Madden is actually a pretty storied game that is like so many people worldwide, but definitely in America. So many people love this game. It came out in 1988, and it's based off of it's just basically football. For those who don't know, it is football based game, and of course, two teams playing against each other. You can pick your teams and you can actually kinda set it up. We're gonna get a little bit more information from Reggie about the game. Black, have you played Madden before?
I have.
You have, okay, alright. How were you when you played?
Man, it was a long time ago.
Word. What do you remember
I
what system when it was on?
It was on the I actually played with a guy in the neighborhood I knew. Went over his house and we just gaming it up. And he said, "Hey, you wanna
Wasn't
play
our buddy,
Madden?"
was it?
Nah.
Oh,
No, no,
okay.
no, not him. He didn't
Yeah,
play
yeah.
sports games neither. But,
Okay,
it was, uh it was a friend of mine named Wayne. But, long
okay.
story short, yeah, he played me in Madden first time I played it or whatnot and blew me out, and I was like, "Okay, well, I'm never playing this game again." I'm just but no,
Yeah, yeah.
no, to be on the real, I never really got into Madden.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I wasn't that big of a football fan at the time. I'm way bigger now, but
Oh, yeah, oh,
mm,
yeah. Chris, what about you?
Well, yeah, I was playing. Matter of fact, I had gotten into that, but it was when it really got big because I was into it when it was into when I was on the PlayStation. Before that, I was into the 2K series because that was the only thing you could get on the Dreamcast. So then I was able to get into Madden. Once I actually got a PlayStation 2.
Right, right. Okay, alright. So, Reggie, when did you first start playing Madden, and basically, what kinda pulled you into it?
I started playing Madden back when the Sega Genesis was out. That
Mhm.
long. I had the first Madden all the way up to now. What got me into it because I played football in high school, and
Okay.
before Madden, I was into the Tecmo Bowl series. If y'all remember that,
I remember
Tecmo
Tecmo Bowl.
Bowl,
I believe that is the only football game I've ever played. I'm
yep,
almost
Tecmo
positive I
Bowl,
played that one.
Tecmo Super Bowl, all the expansions of Tecmo Bowl, and then like Chris said, I got a Dreamcast after my Genesis, so I did take a Madden break because I was really in love with that game right there with Randy Moss on the front, right? Yes, I was really in love with my Dreamcast, man, and
For our listeners, Chris
so
just held up a Dreamcast, was that Dreamcast? I didn't see. I
Yeah, it
took
was a
what
Dreamcast
yeah, yeah, Dreamcast case with
2K1.
of the Madden. So
2K football, yes,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a
and
classic.
it is a classic.
mhm,
It had a lot of bugs in
mhm.
it, but it was a change in football gaming. It was a lot different than Madden was, and I liked it. I really, really liked it.
Yeah, okay. So it's saying Madden has appeared on over 33 platforms as well as the like the major consoles, Genesis, PlayStation 2, Xbox. And actually it also came out on Turbo, Turbo Duo, and 3DO.
Yep.
I don't remember it being on those. Did you remember it on all those different systems?
I do because a friend of mine had a turbo. I forgot what it's called. It's turbo, whatever you call it.
TurboGrafx
3D.
16?
TurboGrafx was a bomb system, but it was very expensive for me back then.
Mm-hmm.
But
It was
a friend, you
expensive
remember that,
for
right?
everybody.
Oh yeah.
And I was a little younger. I didn't have the funds, but a friend, you always get that spoiled friend, and
Mhm.
I would go to his house, and it was very nice. It
Right,
it, it was
right.
the best graphic system that I had seen up until afterwards, obviously. But Madden was great up there. Once again, comparing it to now, it was a little weird, but it was a great game, man, and it
Yeah,
changed
well,
football gaming.
and it's so funny because when you talk about it back then, do you remember it only including 6 players?
Madden,
Stop, sorry, I said players, but yeah, so each team only had 6 players. That's what I meant to say. So you remember, like, 6 players per team back then?
I don't. To be honest, the first Madden I played was full. It was a full squad.
Full roster.
A full roster on each team. Now in Tecmo Bowl, it was a little different.
Okay.
But yeah, with Madden, and that's what was one of the major changes. It was like real life football at that time.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, yeah, that's funny too because, like they said, it was only 6 players per team because of the technical limitations back then. Um, because this is back in like '84 when John Madden was first approached about it, and I don't see Chris. Do you see when they actually expanded the roster? Do you know about when?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, he might not have. I think I think I think Madden looked at the 6 player roster
Mm-hmm.
and basically vetoed that and was like, we wanted to wait till the technology actually got to the point where they could add the other players in. So I don't think they actually.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
not
so they
sure if that
actually didn't
actually hit
actually
production.
create it, see, okay,
Mhm.
well, yeah, that's cool, that's cool, they didn't actually create it, but just because of the technical limitations,
Mhm.
then that's what he waited till they could do a full roster,
Yeah,
so
Yeah, because as
that's
far as I
that's
can remember, they had a full roster. And Madden, if you know who John Madden is, he's a big football guy, and he breathed, eat, and sleep football. So I'm sure he shot for perfection at that time. Well, for the time that it was.
mhm.
So, which Madden game is your favorite and why?
My favorite Madden, honestly, is I don't remember the year, but it's the one with Michael Vick on the cover. And the
I think I
reason
remember that
being,
one.
yeah, it's one of the more popular ones because Michael
Mm-hmm.
Vick. So as you guys probably know, in sports games they give you ratings. Like a 99 rating is almost perfect, obviously, to 100. And Michael Vick was rated the fastest speed, like in Madden history, for a quarterback.
Mm.
So if you like to do quarterback runs and bootlegs and things like that, where the quarterback keeps the ball, he couldn't be stopped. And then he had a big arm, so he was like the most perfect player. And if I'm not mistaken, he was voted like in the top, I want to say 3 best Madden players of all time, as far as being a player in the game, not an actual gamer, but his character, his player at the time was one of the best Madden players, and everybody who used him, it was like a cheat code.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my favorite one.
yeah. I have the PlayStation 2 version of that right over there in the corner.
Yeah, so I'm sure you remember if somebody used Atlanta back then, it's like, dang.
Yeah, it was almost as bad
Mm-hmm.
as using Bo Jackson in Tecmo Bowl.
In Tecmo Bowl, yes. He
Oh
can't be
yes, Bo
stopped.
Jackson was a beast in Technical.
He was a beast, and Marcus Allen complimented him well.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's hilarious, man.
Yeah, man.
So is it safe to say that that is your is that your favorite Madden, or do you have one a different one that you actually favor? Like
Well,
I
that's
know
my
the
favorite
technology
one.
and with the new ones coming
Yeah,
out.
like with technology, obviously, I like the current one, just because of all of the technology now. And I'm sure you guys know with the new games, you get current sports talk, you get the current updated rosters. Every time a player gets hurt, they update it for you. And then it's always got, they got the training camps that lets you get better at the game. Character builds is more detailed. So every year is something new that they just add to what's already good. So I like every current version, obviously, but my favorite one that I played the most is the one with Vic. Plus, I had a little bit more time on my hands.
Right.
Having
Yeah.
little kids at the
Ooh.
time,
Yeah. Having that life as an adult, man. That's the hardest thing and that's the basics of this podcast too. It is so funny, like talking to other gamers as adults. Finding that time to actually play the game is so hard. But back then, man, you come home, you throw your school books down, and you instantly turn the game on. And if your mom or whoever wasn't in your ear telling you get off that game, then were you really a gamer? I
Right.
mean, think about it. You touched that game before you even touched any kind of schoolwork, or if you got in trouble, the game system was probably locked up, like I was. So I had to get my stuff done.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Well,
And then the sports games take so long. So you got like an hour to get in trouble. So you try to hurry up and get your game in there. You know what I mean?
right. Yeah. Well, I mean, from what I remember from the different sports games, like what was that? David Robertson's Full Court. Y'all remember any of that?
Yes.
Man,
Was it called Full Court? It was David Robinson something.
Yeah, David Robinson basketball.
Yeah,
something like
it might
that.
have
that
been full
one that was
court.
on the Genesis. My brother had that one, and that one you had the chance to actually do 3-minute games, I think, or whatever, or 6-minute games, whatever,
Right,
and
right.
still somehow, even playing those short games, I still got caught playing when I wasn't supposed to. I don't know how. So
I played NBA Jam back then, so I was like, yeah, those games went real quick for me.
same thing with NBA
Yeah.
Jams, though. I remember that with NBA Jams, and I still got caught playing when I wasn't supposed to, even with those quick games, because they still had long games and quick games, and even with the
Yeah.
quick games, man, my mom was just like that. So talking about being an adult and playing Madden, so how do you balance playing Madden with the different aspects of your life? Because being a father, having a full-time job, how do you balance that? Because Madden can take a lot of time if you wanna play a really good game.
How I do it is well, my schedule, I work what they call a 2-2-3 schedule, which is also called a fireman's schedule.
Mhm.
So basically I work 2 days on, then 2 off, then 2 on again, then 3 off, and then it
Mhm.
flips. So on my 2 days off, after I get her to school, I got all day to
Where
get my gaming in. So I take care of my chores nice and early. And I'm a single father, stay by myself for the most part. And I will get my gaming in then. And that's how I get all of my gaming in, especially with football because it takes so long. But you really got to schedule that around breaks, anything you got going, appointments. But
Mhm.
that's how I do it now. And then whenever she go to sleep,
Yeah, there you go, there you go. Yeah,
obviously, I put her to bed. And she's a big kid now. She's 9, so she kind of can manage herself for the most part. And so
I you know what?
I
I
definitely get my
remember
gaming in.
I remember when my daughter got old and she could do that, and gaming got so much better when she did that, because
So
especially once I started teaching her, even though I taught her Call of Duty, but once I started teaching her how to play video games and she got on Call of Duty, and then we were actually playing Call of Duty together, man, that was so fun.
yes,
But now it's to a point where she'll like, "Are you playing on Call of Duty?" She's an adult. My kid is an adult with a job, and I don't know if she has a 401k yet or not, but anyway, but my kid is an adult with a job, and she still will come home from work, and I'm sitting on the couch chilling, watching TV, playing on my iPad, looking at TikTok or something like that, and she was like, "You getting on Call of Duty tonight?" I'm like, "No." She'd get mad. She'd be like, "You suck." Like, "Really?"
dang,
Like,
Mhm.
"Come on."
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
it's
Reggie, I hate to do not to go off the subject here, but I hate to do it to you, Reggie, but I just happened to notice that you got a star behind you. So I
go
really
ahead,
feel
man.
sorry for you, buddy. I really do.
So
I feel sorry for you, buddy.
so
That's
that goes to
okay.
the
Well,
question
It'll
that I
be
wanna
all
ask.
right. Yeah, 'cause
That what goes to the question I wanted to ask. What's everybody's team here? Specifically for me, I have no team affiliation because for me, I only watch football occasionally,
Maybe
even
Super
like
Bowl parties.
Super Bowl and stuff like that. Not even at parties, because like I'll turn it on at home. In the past, I used to not even care about football at all. I was straight New York Yankees the whole time.
I
New York
remember.
Yankees was on. I was sat down in front of the game, had all my gear on, and I was superstitious until my superstitions led me elsewhere. As a matter of fact, that's a question I got for you later. But anyway, same thing.
Mhm.
Now I'll watch it though. So, what's everybody's team though? Black, what's your team?
49ers. 49ers.
Bang bang gang.
Bang bang Niner game.
And
That's why I
Right.
got beef with this Madden curse, man, because Christian McCaffrey just started playing this past week. Just started.
Oh
Mhm.
no, oh no. Yeah.
And he
So
was on the Madden cover.
So, Black, I want to come back. Put a pin in that because we're gonna come back to that shortly, right after everybody goes into their team. Chris, what's your team?
I don't have a team anymore. Like I said, I spend most of my Sundays now actually playing video games now.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
So, who was your team? Who did you used to follow?
Now, back in the day, I used to love Denver when Terrell Davis was playing,
Oh
and
yeah,
okay.
big
during
dog.
that time, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
Most of my family is actually Giants fans because we're all New
New
Yorkers.
York.
Yep.
New York.
Yeah, represent. So, of course, then we already said it out loud. But Reggie, what's your team? Go ahead and say it.
I've been a Dallas Cowboys fan since I was 4 years old.
Oh, all that abuse that long?
Since my dad,
That's a
well,
lot of
my
abuse,
mom's
buddy. That's a lot of
since
abuse,
my
man.
mom's then husband took me to a game. I've been a Cowboys fan. I was there through the thick and the thin, and it's extremely thin right now.
Uh-huh.
But I'm not one of those that swap teams, jump teams. I'm
Hell
a
no.
ride or die.
Hell
in
no.
my
And
defense, I love y'all cheerleaders.
yeah, you know what? I
Nice.
can't agree. I can't agree.
Nice.
Yo, I gotta give it to Reggie because in the 90s, in the early 90s, I believe 92, 93, they beat us
Hmm.
twice in the NFC Championship.
Sure did in the
That's where
NFC Championship.
I despise the Cowboys because of that. And
Yeah,
we
I'm
finally
not a
beat
big.
them in the third NFC Championship. Finally
Mhm.
beat them to go to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl, which was our last one. So the last one we
Yeah, I
won.
remember them days. Yeah, San
Word.
Fran has been like a conference rivals. In matter of fact, the game was better than the Super Bowl when we beat them because it was so competitive, and it was the game that everybody looked forward to. But it was a highly anticipated game. We came out on top in the 90s at that time, but right now we just lost 4 in a row.
Whoa.
Yeah. We got y'all 4 in a
That
row.
that sounds like the Subway series for us, man. Like the Subway series. Everyone, most New Yorkers, if you're a baseball fan, you look forward to the Subway series because it's either Mets or Yankees. What you got? What you got? You know.
Mhm.
So that's actually pretty funny. Like that, you have those rival teams, but I mean, again, too, our biggest rival is the Red Sox. So a lot of people they watch the Red Sox games over the Subway Series. However, again, like I said, when the Subway Series come up within New York, that's how that's kind of how the thing that they do.
What do you think makes the Madden community unique?
Thing about Madden, and just to go back in a little bit of history, Madden actually, after 2K football, I'm sure you remember this, Chris. I remember talking with Chris about this a while back. Madden had a monopoly, has, on football, on the NFL. So Madden football is the only football game you can buy, and they use the real players' names. So they're
Wow,
actually,
that's wild.
if you're a football fan and you're a gamer, Madden is like the to-go game. Why? Because they use the real players' names. They actually say their names in the commentary, and their names are on their jerseys. If you was to buy like an off-brand game, like which they rarely make anymore because nobody buys them, it'll just be player number 80. They're
Mm,
not allowed to have their names because Madden has that clinch on the NFL, which is kind of the reason why the Madden community is so tight, as you asked, because that's all we really got. I was a
yeah.
2K fan, honestly. And Madden, yes, 2K was a very, very dope game. Madden actually, I don't want to say stolen, but they've taken a lot of things from 2K and incorporated into Madden every year. and that's how good that game was. It just wasn't as popular as Madden. And
I think
then
the
after they
last
got
game
their
I actually
license,
bought was 2K5.
yes, I had it. I mean, I
Yeah.
probably still got it.
I've still got it.
Okay, very good game. I mean, it was a great game, and it was on sale for $20. You remember?
Uh-huh.
They lowered the
That's
price
why
on
the NFL
purpose.
sold, and if you remember, that's why the NFL sold the rights exclusively to Madden because it seemed like they were ticked off over those game sales. And when
Yes,
when they
yes.
didn't price it at the full price, and
Mhm.
then they put the rights up for what was it, like 20 years, 10 or
Yes,
20 years? Yeah,
yeah, it's still going on right now, man.
yeah,
And it sucks because that's all the gaming. That's all the games you can buy. You can't
yeah.
buy no
They
other
needed
series.
to. They really missed having the competition. I still think the games are great. Even though I haven't played, I have enjoyed watching the graphics progression and the way that the gameplay has progressed over the years.
Mhm.
And I I do think that with some competition, they would have progressed a little further and faster. But still, once you've got the hey, take advantage.
I can't add this too because Madden has this monopoly. They don't have to do a lot of upgrades every year. So all of the
Mhm.
upgrades every
Mhm.
year is extremely minor. And that's been one of the gripes of the fans, such as myself, is like, I got this new Madden. What is new? Oh, the fans look more real. Whoop to
Remember
Com-
do.
the
com- competition breeds,
yeah.
excellence.
Yeah.
With companies, and when you don't have no competition,
Right.
I don't
that's
know
what
if y'all
happens.
remember. I don't know if y'all remember, but the original plan, like especially during the 2K5 day, oh not 2K5, I mean just the 2K days, was that they were just gonna update the rosters each year as far as the games went. But then when they realized that we were willing to pay full price for a new game each year, hey, that became the business model.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that's kind of crazy that Madden has that license. Like, is it forever? Like, does that license ever run out?
It was for a certain number of years, but because I think as well, I was trying to remember whether it was for 10 or 20 years, but yeah, but after that, yeah, I think they go up after 10 or 20 or went up after 10 or 20 years. So
I want to say it was 20 years. I mean, I could be
mm,
wrong, but it was a long time. And it kind of pissed a lot of people off because, once again, you have no choice if you
yeah,
want to play football gaming to buy Madden. That is it. And
Yeah.
Hmm.
it sucks. It's good and bad, you know.
Yeah. So going back, I was gonna ask too about the Madden curse. So let's roll back to the Madden curse here because Black is definitely definitely feeling that. Yeah, yeah, like he's keeping an eye on that. So Black, you said one of your players are actually on the cover of Madden this year, correct?
Yeah, yeah. He was on the Christian McCaffrey was on the cover of Madden.
All right.
Uh,
And how's he
uh,
doing so far?
he actually, like I said, it was his first time playing this past weekend. Because he had tendonitis in both legs, and
Oof.
it was not really an injury. It could have caused a Achilles rupture. So
Uh-huh.
he had to be really, really, really careful. And it was really, you gotta protect Christian from himself because he's such a hard worker, which is why he was the offensive player of the year last year. So
Mhm.
he works so hard, but sometimes you gotta protect him from himself because he ended up giving himself tendonitis in the Achilles in both his legs. He had it in both his legs, so he had to take a lot of time.
So so that's just wild too. Like he's already having those issues before, and now he's on the cover too. So for those who don't know about the Madden curse, which is I've only heard about it from Madden gamers. Basically, from inception to 1999, John Madden was on the cover of every issue. He was the coach, commentator. He was just a general football legend, like Reggie said earlier. And basically from 88 to 99, always on the cover. And every system, everyone, and in 99 they decided to switch it up and they chose Garrison Hurst, running back for San Francisco 49ers, another not
Mhm.
49ers,
Mhm.
to be on the cover for the game.
He had a
Well,
monster year that year.
once dude got on the cover, and I got a question to y'all too for that too, but let me say once Hurst got on the cover, um he broke his ankle shortly after getting on the cover.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then,
Oh,
uh, what was it? He was on the European versions of 99. Oh, okay. All right. Um, so ever since that happened, instantly they was like, "Oh, that's a Madden curse." People were superstitious about it. It's saying that the curse, it's basically everyone. Has it been everyone that's been on with like bad luck? Everyone who's been on the cover has kind of like some kind of bad luck during their season. Is
you
that
know
correct?
what? I can honestly say I'm looking at the covers myself.
Yeah.
I can honestly say, Chris, if it's not, it's at least 95% of them.
I'm trying to tell
because
you, bro. I'm
because
trying to tell you.
everybody that was up there either had injury, a bad season,
Mhm.
illness,
Mm-hmm.
um, or something significant happened where it was like, dang, you shouldn't have been on the cover. And every last one was on the cover, man. And I'm talking about just looking at it. I'm going through the rosters now.
Yeah. So
Pretty much.
far, some of the examples that we have here, Sean Alexander had a terrible season for the Seahawks after
Yep.
appearing on the front of
Sure did.
2007. Michael Vick broke his leg starring on 2004.
Yeah.
Last year, Richard Sherman of the Seahawks, he had a gut-wrenching loss in the Super Bowl last year. That wasn't last year, was
No,
it?
No,
no,
that was in
No, that
15.
was that was
yeah,
a
that was
sorry. Yeah,
years ago.
sorry. It's from the article that I was reading. So,
Okay.
it was an old article. But yeah, so Richard Sherman from the Seahawks had a, horrible loss during that
It was
season.
it was bad. It was really
So,
Yep.
bad.
yeah,
Yep.
and then they're saying there are exceptions to the rule. But for the most part, that's kind of crazy. That is
Mhm.
really, really wild. So,
Insane. Mhm.
I
yeah,
read
so
an
and
article,
go ahead.
excuse me. I read an article, it's been about 2 years ago, and they were thinking about putting stadiums on the cover instead of players, or maybe instead of just the NFL logo.
Mhm.
But they said, nah, we're just gonna keep going with the players. And now players are even skeptical of being on the cover of Madden, and they even got increased uh compensation for being on the cover.
Wow.
Yo, that is crazy.
I'm
Yeah.
Seriously.
like, they come out with a Madden every year, and I'm like, it looks like they skip a couple of years here and there. It's like Star Trek movies. Every other odd one is, or every even one is good. But yeah, well, that's an old joke. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, 2000 between 2002 and 2004. Well, 2000, yeah, apparently 2003 there was, yeah, nobody got injured, but 2000, yeah, between it was 2002 was Dante Culpepper, then it was Michael Vick, Sean Alexander,
Mm.
Troy Polamalu, Peyton Hills, Rob Gronkowski, Larry Fitzgerald, Calvin Johnson, Tom Brady, and Patrick Mahomes in 2020.
Yep. And if they didn't get hurt, they had a traumatic loss or a major
Mhm.
something where you'll be like, Madden curse.
That's
I don't know.
wild.
Maybe they might not want to risk the stadiums because
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
also,
it might be a
Whole
might
team. It'd
It
be the
might
whole
be a
team.
stadium curse there, you know what I'm saying? Lights might come out. You just never know,
yeah,
man.
and notice you ain't seen Tom Brady on too many covers. Just want to
yeah.
throw that in there. Just want to sprinkle that in there. He's not on
That's
too many
true.
covers.
That's true.
And he's got seven
7
rings?
rings. 7 rings.
You're saying they should have put him on one of those.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, but
Yeah, man. I was about to say, what was the last one that you actually played as far as like in the series, and what what do you think are the best new features as far as like the yeah now as opposed, or what's your your favorite new features and changes with the latest update?
I played the latest one, the newest one, and the best thing about the newest one that I've discovered, because I've been playing my brother, he's very good at it,
No.
is I'm trying to okay, just in layman terms, you're able to do more ways of protecting the ball. Is different ways of angling your passes, and your agilities as a running back has increased. Instead of just stiff arm, jump, and bolt, you can do other moves that based on your running back's build. You have slimmer backs that's more elusive
Hmm.
and they're more slippery. You got big backs that's gonna bust the hole open,
Is
but
this
they may
anything
not be
like
as fast.
the hit stick that they used to have, or is there
Yeah, they
anything
still
still
have
like
the
that in
hit
this new game?
stick, and but it's advantages and disadvantages to it now. So hit stick is basically, for those that don't know, it's a very strong hit. Instead of a basic tackle, you put a lot of force on it. But if you do it too early, the guy's gonna fall on his face. If you do it too late, before you do it, the guy gonna run over you. So the hit stick, you have to time it just right. Where it used to be, as soon as you hit it, it's like a truck hit you and the guy will fumble if you time it just right. But now they finessed it a little better. So
Uh,
I like all the new changes. It's just honestly the same game though.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, and that's actually pretty funny because it like Call of Duty. It is the same game.
Yes.
They have little changes here or there, but it
Mhm.
is the same game, and it's crazy. So, how do you see the game evolving? Like, do you actually see anything that can massively change the game? Something that can actually make the game. I don't want to say make the game better, but just make the game different. So, in other terms of making it different, make it better.
Um, from what I would say, and this is like a stretch for some people, is incorporating VR.
Mhm.
A lot of people, I know it's getting bigger, and a lot of people are starting to incorporate that in certain other games. But I would say incorporating VR would make it different. I'm not gonna say better, but it'll make it different, and it may
Mhm.
attract a different audience. But right now, Madden is so big. They have tournaments where you can win like $1 million. They have where they fly you out to downtown New York and you play it right on the Times Square screen. So
That's dope. That would be dope.
it's extremely dope. Now you play in front of a monitor, but they have it projected onto the screen for better gameplay. But
Mhm.
Madden is so big; it's as big as Call of Duty,
Right,
and
right.
the tournaments they have is ridiculous. They got people out here that they hire just to make sure the cheats don't last. Because every Madden used to have a cheat where you could do a certain play and it's unstoppable.
Yeah.
Now, if that gets recognized, they cut it out. So
Uh,
it's constantly growing in that aspect. But once again, like you said, it's just like Call of Duty. It's the smallest things.
As the resident VR player, they do have some VR games that are that are VR. I've been thinking about trying them out because the ratings on them haven't been bad, but
Okay.
I've been afraid to buy one and then pay full price and then not like it.
Oh, okay.
But I may go ahead and take my chance next time they have a sale. But I would
Yeah.
love to see them implement that into Madden. But VR's got to get a little bit bigger first.
Yeah, because once you go VR, it's pretty much first person kind of. So who do you
right.
play as? The quarterback, the receiver? So it's so many questions to be answered once you do play VR.
That would be
I think
wild.
it does both because I know I've seen them playing from the quarterback's perspective, and
Right.
if I'm not mistaken, I've seen it from the receiver's perspective also.
Okay.
Picture that. You got a VR headset with a haptic vest. Man, you taking hits for real.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, I know we were talking about features. Uh, I got a question for you, Reggie. Are there any features you missed from the early versions of the game? Any features that you said, oh, "Damn, man, I wish they had in the latest game."
Well, I'll say this. I wish that they had incorporated some certain features that from 2K that they forgot to incorporate because they pretty much have everything from 2K, right?
Mhm.
And it is certain things from 2K that I do miss. Halftime commentating. Well, but they just brought that back recently where during halftime it shows highlights of the game. They didn't have that. If but they had it, then they took it away and now they brought it back. But that's one of the major things that I missed, even though most people skip it when they really into the game. But it's good to see a big play or a nice fumble that was game changing. But that's the major thing for me that I kind of missed. And they did incorporate it back,
Mhm.
even though you find yourself skipping it, but it is a nice feature.
Right.
Yeah.
That's very good. You know, it it's it's crazy about these games and these companies. Like you have so many different things that they include, but it's really like they trickle it out to you, and
Yes.
they ask for microtransactions and stuff, and it's so maddening, and I could go on about that. I think that needs its own show. Black, I'm sure you agree with me about these microtransactions because I think we've actually had a conversation about that one time before. It wasn't even on the air. I think it was something else, but we talked about how some of these game systems have. I might be Black. I might be confusing you. It might have been Chris. I had the conversation with one of you two. I had the conversation with. I remember we talked about these microtransactions, how maddening they are, and it's the same thing with all these different features. They actually have the features. They have the ability and the potential to actually do it. Um, but it's just crazy that they just wait or they don't give it to you or they it takes 2 years or however long just to actually get these different features out to us, and it's just like, come on, did you really have this the whole time? Like a simple update. You telling me somebody wrote code, all this code, and threw this update overnight, and now all of a sudden it can do this massive change? Nah, y'all had this the whole time, and y'all just was like the only code that y'all wrote was just to include it in the game and make it run smooth,
Yeah.
and that was it.
I
Well,
feel like I feel like what they do is save it. Like, you know what?
Yeah,
We'll throw that for
yeah.
next year.
Well,
You know?
yeah,
that's what I was saying. Where they once were going to do just the updates, but when they realized we were willing to pay for an entire game over and over again for
I'm
each
trying to.
year, they and without having any competition, especially they didn't even because there were features that were in 2K5 that they didn't implement until years later. But it was man, it was without that competition though. Yeah, it was
Well,
yeah.
I'll tell you this much. I mean, Call of Duty been going on forever, and,
Yeah.
and it's
Yes.
not like they ain't other shooting games. I mean, you had other shooting games out there, but I mean, Call of Duty, man,
I
it
got
just
tired of
changed
those.
a very little changed very little, and people still just buy
I
the
took
game. It's just crazy. That's how
I took
Madden is. That's how
yeah.
Madden.
Yeah.
As a mostly campaign player, as far as Call of Duty goes, I skipped like the last 3 or 4 games. This latest one is the first one I've played. Well, I did recently once they started adding them to Game Pass. I did do I think Modern Warfare 2, but yeah, after that though, I went back to playing the remaster of Modern Warfare 4
Oh
Mhm.
or the
wow.
original or the original Modern Warfare.
yeah. Those Modern Warfares. I mean, but then again, too. See, and that's I don't want to badmouth Call of Duty. Not tonight. Not tonight. I'm not gonna badmouth it. But
I
I
can
mean,
say this about Call of Duty is once I once you play Call of Duty, then try to play Battlefield, it's almost like I gotta go back to Call of Duty.
Yeah,
yeah,
man. It's just something about it's something about Call of Duty, and that's what people who I've talked to that play Call of Duty like that. It's just something about Call of Duty, man.
Oh,
You can't
FYI
play
too, guys.
Battlefield or something like that.
By the way,
Man.
guys, we can actually get into a private match where it's just us. So, Black, you don't even have to get on with like idiots who play and constantly like kill us, whatever. Because I got on with my fam a couple of, like last week or week before, and we played a private match with just all of us. Now, it was crazy because it was my daughter's boyfriend and my nephew against the rest of the family, and they were just laying it to us, man. Those two dudes. My daughter's boyfriend plays on the computer. My nephew, he plays on console, but they both are just nasty with the sticks for real, and they
Mm.
they they can really get down. So, but
I
either
think
way,
I no,
no,
no, not to cut you off, Chris, but I think I know what you're trying to sell me as far as Call of Duty. You're saying instead of me getting killed by multiple strangers, just come and get killed by friends and family. That's what you're saying. Okay. I got you.
Help me
no,
rank my
I
guns
think
up, sir.
Yeah.
Black. I think once
Okay.
you actually get
I'd
some
rather get
game
killed by you, buddy. Anyway, don't worry.
I think once you actually get some gaming time with us and you get the practice on, I think you'll be able to get in some actual stranger games and actually too Nuketown. They got Nuketown 24/7 where you just go to Nuketown.
Yes.
Nuketown is a nice and small map, so you can actually get your skills up there. You will die a lot because I've that's happened to me and my character just gets killed the whole time, but I actually my KD rate is like really low. It's real low, but I don't really care because I'm having fun. But and oh yeah, Reggie, I'm back to actually trying to work on my shotgun skills too. I just got an automatic shotgun, so
I'm back to the shot. Well, I'm currently using the shotgun because of the last Call of Duty. I was scissoring with it, and I was very surgical with that thing. But now it's different because
Mhm,
Black Ops in Modern Warfare is it's the same but different, but the same.
mhm. Yeah,
But
yeah.
but
So
anyway,
so we're getting close to wrapping it up. Chris, you got anything left you need to ask?
Well, I was gonna say, I would like to, know what is like the craziest or funniest thing that's happened to you while playing Madden? Anything off the
what
wall or?
nothing off the wall. Well, old story on the older Madden, obviously yes.
Hmm.
Speaking of Michael Vick being one of the dopest players on the game, the only flaw he did have was with the right hit he will fumble because with all his agility, his speed, they had to take something away, and it was the ability for him to hold the ball during a big hit. And I'm playing my brother.
Remember that?
Had a breakaway run with Michael Vick, and he was as fast as cornerbacks, and most corners are fast. Cornerback hawked me down, held me. Another player hit me, no, and he fumbled. David got the ball, ran the touchdown, ended the game.
Oh,
Even though it sounds simple, he was screaming at the top of his lungs the whole time. I was crying. But he won the game because of that. And I thought it was a shoe-in with Vic because I'm running to go a touchdown. A guy grabbed me, and I fumbled. And then he got hurt on top of that, too. And it was the end of the game, so yeah, it sucks. But
Wow.
that's
Yo, definitely a shout out to your brother David too, because
oh, yeah.
I've played Call of Duty with him. He's actually a dope Call of Duty player too.
Yeah, he's come a long way, man. From not playing at all to now, he's almost at 100 already with the new ranking, and I'm
Wow.
at like 30.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he plays a lot more than I do.
But yeah, man, for him to be a dope Madden player and a dope Call of Duty player, that's some skills
Yeah.
right there though. So
And shout out to your nephew, I think he was.
was it who that you played with before?
Remember we played with, was that your nephew or your cousin? The one that played basketball that time.
The one that was playing basketball, that was Malcolm. Malcolm. That was
Shout out to
my cousin.
Malcolm, because he
Yeah.
was at a different level back then.
Right. Yeah. Well, Malcolm is the one that I talked about on a previous podcast. Those who listen, Malcolm is the one that we were playing Dragon Ball Z Budokai. It first came out. Malcolm is the type of dude that I don't know if any of y'all have seen that new meme that's going around where a dude is just like, I understand it now. Y'all ever seen that? It's a new
Yeah.
TikTok. But anyway, dude, Malcolm, the skills that he got. We were playing Dragon Ball Z Budokai. I was whooping him up. I think I beat him only twice because I had just opened up the game. Right, I beat him twice, and then Malcolm, he stopped the game. I think I paused the game, and then Malcolm opened the book. He opened the book, and I'd never won another game against him. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" I was like, "How? How?" He just read a couple of moves out the book, and after that, I had never won another game against him. I was like, "Are you serious, man? Come on,
That's
man."
crazy.
That was nuts. So,
That's crazy. But shout out
uh,
to Malcolm, man. He I mean, I know this sounds crazy. He helped me improve my Call of Duty.
word, yeah. He's
No
dope.
doubt.
He's
I
definitely dope. And I
n-
think I think he plays mostly basketball now, just like my nephew.
never met him a day in my life, but he
Yeah,
was dope.
yeah, right. He's doing well. He's doing well. He's up in ATL now. So,
No doubt. No
um,
doubt. But
yeah.
Reggie, I got one last question for you.
Absolutely.
If you could add one NFL legend or current player to your Ultimate Madden team, who would it be and why?
All right. That's a great question. And I have several answers. Well, I have a return question. Offense, defense, or just one player?
I'm saying, you know what? I'm an offense guy.
Yes.
I say offense.
So,
Who would you add?
Bo Jackson.
Yeah, we just
Bo
look, man. We
Jackson.
just talked about Bo Jackson, bro. But you know what?
Specifically,
He can get it. He can get it.
yeah,
No doubt.
specifically
No
him in
doubt.
Tecmo Bowl.
Tecmo Bo, Bo Jackson.
Bo Jackson.
He was.
Bowl.
Let me tell you something,
Bowl.
Slim. Bo Jackson. I don't know if you remember Bo Jackson, Slim. Bo Jackson,
Of
even to
course.
this
Come on.
day,
Baseball, football.
is
Bo knows. Come on.
probably the best athlete I've ever seen in my life, and then Deion Sanders. I'm talking
Definitely.
about not just player, athlete.
Yeah.
That boy,
Yeah.
man, he would get the ball and it's like, well, that's it. He
Yeah.
gone.
Yep.
I mean,
That was Bo.
he was a top athlete because he excelled in every sport that he played. You know, and you know he was even in the cartoon. I don't know if y'all remember it, Superstars. That was
I do.
a '90s cartoon.
I remember that.
It was Bo Jackson, Michael Jordan, and Wayne Gretzky.
Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, of course, Bo Jackson. Come on, you know, we Gen X here, so
Yeah, beast.
I just wanted to make sure, but he was
beast.
such a beast on the football field, Slim. I'm talking about he can run through you or around you. Don't matter.
Right.
He can do one or the other.
Yeah.
And he's probably the best that ever did it on offense.
Yeah.
That was a beast, man.
Quick question, well, not even a question really. This is kind of a wild fact, and I want to get all of y'all's opinion on it. So this is the Madden and the Super Bowl. So it basically Madden has predicted the Super Bowl winner 9 times out of 12. That's a 75% rate. What's y'all's thoughts on that? Would y'all and have you ever tried like the whole Madden prediction and whatever to yourselves, like as far as the Super Bowl goes? Are y'all ever any of y'all ever tried that?
I have actually let the game run a few times just to see, playing just against the computer playing against itself, just see what the outcome would be like. And
On a regular game or Super Bowl? Like even like a regular matchup, like a Monday night matchup. Have you tried that?
I've actually I've done it with the Super Bowl. I'm trying to remember how I actually got there. I'm pretty sure it was probably like a cheat code or something. Because although I went well. You know what? I take it back. When I did it, I probably had a save file where I could actually start at the Super Bowl, because I did used to play through seasons from time to time. So yeah.
And my experience with that was what we would do. So every Madden, right? Every new Madden lately, when you first open the game and start it, you automatically have to play the Super Bowl game from the prior year. I don't know if y'all noticed that, right? So if you just let the computer do it, 10 out of 10 that I've seen, the same Super Bowl winner will win. But if you get in there, obviously, you might can beat the computer. But so with just that being said, yeah, he's pretty spot on, man.
Black,
and I think they did that because of Madden's legacy, man. He was that dude, for real.
Right.
He was that dude. Rest in peace.
You had any experience with that, Black?
What's that?
With the whole Madden and Super Bowl. Have you seen any of that before?
No. I've never tried to actually. I never tried to watch any of that before or anything like that. As far as the simulants versus the simulants, but to see what would happen.
Right.
But I can guarantee you, it's probably a bit more entertaining than the actual Bowl.
Oh wow!
All you missing is commercials.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only thing you're actually missing. Is the commercial. Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. Reggie, thanks so much for joining us, man. This is dope. I definitely think I want to talk to some more sports gamers. We got a show coming up I'm working on. I want to talk to my nephew and his dad, and this is actually going to be a generational show that's coming up. I'm going to try and get it so we can actually record in January, hopefully. But if not, we might push it back. But yeah, that one is going to be sports game. They both play 2K. I don't know if they play Madden or not, but I know they play 2K basketball. But like I said, that show is going to be more about generations. So that's going to be talking about like legacies between a parent and a child playing game systems and the differences between those. So that's a totally different show.
Okay.
But Reggie, I appreciate you joining us, man. Thanks so much. It's nice to actually have a fresh perspective, even on a game system or a game that we don't typically play. So I'm very appreciative. I got to get some more actual other gamers in here for different other games, RPG and all that stuff like that.
For sure, man. And anytime you want a different perspective or just to add on,
Mhm.
Just let me know, especially when it comes to games that I actually play, which is only
Word.
like one of three. So yeah, hit me up anytime. I appreciate
Word.
y'all.
Yeah,
Chris,
yeah,
Black,
appreciate it, man. We
thank
gotta
Yeah, it
y'all.
was
No
get you on
good
doubt.
seeing you, bro.
GTA,
For
just
No
real.
like
doubt.
Yes, sir.
Black. I gotta get Black on GTA. We gotta get you on GTA, man. GTA is wild. It's fun.
Hey,
It's fun.
Yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah,
gotta get
yeah,
up there
yeah,
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
yeah. No
I've
doubt,
been
no doubt.
um,
We do gotta play more games.
word.
I have been trying to get my cousin to actually try to play just the base game of GTA, and he will not do it. But he is stuck on Destiny 2. That is his game. He is
It's
Man,
probably
awesome,
playing that
man.
right this minute.
there was a point where Black was stuck on Destiny 2, and we were trying to get him to play
Me
different
too.
games, and Black was stuck on Destiny 2, and we
Yeah, I
actually
was.
So
played. We played a couple times with him too. Matter of fact, I think Chris, you might have played one time with me and Black.
I
Yeah,
did. I think,
yeah,
yeah, I definitely played with you and somebody else in Webcook, but
yeah. It was
man,
Black.
it's like,
It
yeah,
was
when I
Black.
was deep off into Destiny, I was like, man,
Yeah.
the reason I don't want to go mess with it right now is because I don't want to get addicted to it again.
I
Like,
totally
Yeah,
understand.
yeah, yeah. I was when Chris had hit me up. I was actually uh doing the Witch Queen. Uh, trying to beat the Witch Queen. I was playing that. I was playing that particular expansion.
Mhm.
Uh, and
I
I was
did
like,
like the raids though; they were fun. I mean, yeah,
yeah, yeah. The raids were awesome.
yeah,
Raids were awesome.
yeah.
But
Even
it
if you
got
don't win,
stale.
they're fun. Yeah,
It
Yeah.
got stale though.
yeah.
Well, Reggie, do you want to go ahead and maybe share your gamer tag, share any of your social media with anybody?
Yes, my gamer tag is RAYZ space 45. Um, that's pretty much all I got on social media. I am on Facebook. Just my name is Reggie Parker, as you guys know.
Mhm.
Anybody hit me up on my gamer tag, I accept majority all invitations until it gets disrespectful. But other than that, hit me up anytime. RAYZ space 45.
Word, yeah, yeah, yeah. So, yeah, and
Yeah.
like I said, I've definitely gamed with Reggie. We actually there was a time where we were playing Call of Duty. We actually had YouTube videos up. I don't know if we still up or
They
not.
still up.
They still up. I gotta
Yeah.
look and see. I think mine is still up too. So that's wild. All right, but anyway, though. So we're gonna go ahead and cut this episode off here. Here's to the start of our third season. Another good season coming up. We got some new things coming on. We got video coming up. We're gonna try and do some more stuff, and I can't wait for this next season to start and go through. Uh, but if you want to reach out to us, you can actually kind of give us any kind of suggestions. You can ask us questions. You can hit us up. You can follow if you follow us on Instagram at Told My Wife Podcast. You can actually message us there. You can actually hit us up. Our link tree. If you find our link tree, it's on our Instagram, and you can find other ways to listen to us. Um, you can follow us on Facebook. I told my wife I'm paying bills. If you subscribe, you can subscribe to our YouTube page at I told my wife I'm paying bills podcast. I probably need to change that because that's a mouthful. I think it should be at told my wife podcast. I believe now. I got to double check. I think I did change it. Um, but you could also email us at toldmywifepodcast@gmail.com. And like I said, just let us know anything you want to hear us talk about, any kind of games that you want us to check out, try out, or anything like that. You can hit us up. You can also actually find me on TikTok. I'm at SlimTor78. I'm starting to post a couple of different TikToks now. I just recently posted one about my new Batmobile I just bought. I'm doing a little bit of rearranging in my office, so I'm gonna do a little tour of my office where you can actually see all my nerdy stuff, all my Funko Pops, all my Batman shelves, my Batman wall, and all that stuff. So I'm gonna do all that. So check me out, follow me if you can. Um, but for now, Chris, you got anything you want to say?
No, just hey, this was fun as always. Yeah, love hanging out with you guys, and
All
always
right,
real.
Black, what you got? You got anything you want to say, man?
Hey, hey, we appreciate you. We appreciate you guys listening to us. We got a great third season coming up, and excited, ready to go.
Yeah, most definitely, definitely. I'm really excited. I think this season, I honestly, truly hope I can actually interview some cosplayers at the next con I go to. I'm going to try, so we'll see if I get those. I'll post them on any of our pages, so just keep an eye out for that. So, but until then, whether you're binging or button mashing, we'll definitely catch you on the next episode. All right, thanks for listening, everybody.
Peace.
Yeah.